On the hunt for comfortable, timeless Western boots? You already know the best place to shop for quality boots is at your local Tacova store. So stop by Tacova's Nashville, at the Mall at Green Hills, or on Broadway by Ryman Auditorium. That's right, you now have 2 locations to choose from. Grab a cold one as you shop and get fitted by a pro. Tacova's Nashville is at your service, and you can find your perfectly fitted dream boots with the help of their expert staff. Everyone will be asking where you got your sick new boots, but I won't be asking because I know they must be Tacova's. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. Today on CityCast Nashville, the You Are So Nashville If list came out in the Nashville scene, and we're talking about our favorite little quips. Also, this weekend is tax-free weekend, so we're telling you what you can or can't get tax-free with our new segment, Will It Tax? I'm joined by producer Marie Cecile Anderson and executive producer Whitney Pastrick. CityCast Nashville is presented by our exclusive launch sponsor, Tacova's. It's July 26th. I'm your host, Grace Fuse, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Okay, so every year the Nashville Scene, which is our local alt weekly, opens a contest for readers to submit the rest of the sentence, You Are So Nashville If. This year's winners came out in yesterday's issue, and they give some real insight into what Nashville's talking about, which is the whole point of the show. So we're going to walk through some of these and give our responses. Let's start with first place. Who wants to take it?
Ooh, I will. First of all, I just want to say the day that the Yasnies come out is literally the best day of the year. The best day of the year. It is my favorite thing about living in this city is just to hear how many funny people and so how many tuned in people are here. So first place this year went to Andy Gasparini, and his was You Are So Nashville If. You wonder which will return first, the cicadas or women's rights. It's funny because it's sad.
I know. I'm like laugh crying.
The whole thing is you laugh because you don't want to cry. That's the whole thing. My favorite thing about these is how it feels. It gives me the same vibe as like the day that your superlatives come out in the yearbook. And you're like, oh, that's awful.
But it is. Oh my gosh. The Yasnies are Nashville's yearbook. I love that. I love that. Okay. Second place. Also uncomfortable, Marie.
Second place, you have to keep explaining that the Nashville Predators are our hockey team and not a nickname for our congressman.
Classic.
From Ashley Haskins.
What? How brutal.
Okay, great. Grace, third place.
Yeah, third place. You always wanted Morgan Wallen to take a seat, but not like that. From Robin Wilmuth.
But obviously, this is a reference to the chair that
date. Morgan
Wallen threw off the top of Eric Church's bar. That wasn't the only reference to that on the list. There were like 6 other chair-centric entries.
Yeah, I think it's cool the themes that come out in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it so much because it makes me feel like I'm not a crazy person living in this town. Like reading, the Roy's Meat Market is included.
Congressman. What was that one?
You think that women should be suing her realtor instead of Roy's Meat Service.
Yay,
from
it's
Stephen
so true.
Yurgen.
If you're not caught up on this story, folks, there's a homeowner in East Nashville who is suing a beloved local barbecue joint / mini market because she bought her house and then decided that the smell of their smoker upsets her.
You know, this goes back to my idea about living above a deli. And in that way, I do think it is your responsibility to suck up whatever smells come with your house or choose a different house.
Like her house is within walking distance of Shelby Park, specifically Shelby Dog Park. And I've been very open about the fact that if at any point she would like to trade houses with me, I will do that. No questions asked. We'll just do a straight swap.
Well, one thing I will add about that, because a friend of mine is her neighbor, and there's apparently like a layer of like grease that is also in her house from...
Yeah.
So that's cool. But, I do support.
In her house, Grace?
Yeah. In her house.
Coming through the window.
Coming through.
That's crazy.
I'm Team Roy's. And I will trade grease for free meats.
You guys know that my college nickname was Grease?
I was really worried your college nickname was going to be free meat.
Okay. All right.
That was mine.
Okay.
Grace, what's another one of your favorites?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Change the subject. The subject.
My favorite is you're dying to know what Gino Bolso's first cousin looks like, because so true. It's one thing to say you are a proud result of incest. It's another one to say, I really want to be able to marry my cousin, which is the subtext of fighting back from that. Because you know what? You are already born. You know, it's okay. It's not okay, but your grandparents' incest is one thing. We're talking about modern day incest. Is it cool to marry your cousin? And he says, please, please, please. Mine is so hot.
Okay. To be fair to any lawyers listening, that's not what he said. But I think you're right, Grace. He handled that situation like if we were to outlaw cousin marriage in Tennessee, that it would be like Back to the Future, and like in the picture of him, he would like slowly start to disappear.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to read another cousin one. You think it's nice that Gino Bolso sometimes takes a break from legislating gay hate to advocate for a cause he cares deeply about. Cousin marriage. That's by my buddy Charlie Harris. Love it.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm excited about this one because I am actually transitioning to Google Fiber. This is not sponsored by Google Fiber, but I am starting Google Fiber in August because Xfinity has wronged me too many times with this remote podcast that we're doing. Google Fiber first tried hanging their lines on telephone poles, then tried burying them in the street, and now just tape them to the sidewalk and hope for the best by Steven Jurgen.
Yes. I will never, ever get Google Fiber simply because of the disaster zone that my street was while they were quote unquote installing it. But I'm glad you think that cables taped to the street is going to solve your internet problems.
You know what, Whitney? My internet problems directly affect you. So this is
facts.
As we both have shown up at your house to be like, we have to podcast.
Yeah.
We have no internet.
I will come over and personally extra duct tape the cables that lead to your house if necessary. Speaking of municipal nightmares, I liked this one. You truly believe Nashville is a place for everyone, including the immigrant family against whom you file regular codes complaints through Hub Nashville.
Oh.
That's from William Hall. Shout out Hub Nashville. Please don't weaponize codes complaints, folks. It's not cool.
Marie?
Oh, this one's a good one. After reviewing demographic data from the most recent U.S. Census, you think it's probably time we call the nation something else. Another one from my buddy Charlie Harris.
Shout out Charlie.
And Charlie actually won in 2018 with Nashville is Canceled. Also, the TV show was not renewed.
I like that one.
So smart. So smart.
The hit ABC television drama Nashville.
Which, honestly, one of my favorite television shows of all time.
Really?
Don't even. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, my God. Connie Britton, if you're listening. Hi, girl.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey,
I mean,
girl.
look, hair goals. Always hair goals with Connie Britton.
Hello. I love her.
Grace.
Okay, this is my last one. Your favorite literary work around the city is Where the Sidewalk Ends, David Ziman. I think this one is like so relevant. I know we have our transit stuff coming up with Freddie. There's lots. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about that more.
We can ask him where the sidewalk ends.
Where does the sidewalk end? And the sidewalk ends all over the place.
Everywhere.
Where the sidewalk ends? Nashville. And on that note, we're going to take a little break and then talk a little bit about walking around Nashville and downtown safety, and then get into our favorite new segment, Will It Tax?
Will It Tax?
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Friday News Roundup. There was a great story this week that Stephen Elliott wrote in the Nashville Banner about how Lower Broadway went from sort of being this obviously wonderful entertainment hub way back when, and then sort of transitioning into a seedy but still charming piece of Americana, and then transforming into the absolute, I would say, a curse word here, but I've been told not to curse. We'll call it the absolute crazy town it is today. Where in the Yasnys, like we just talked about, there are just constant references to everything that goes on down there. Bachelors making bad choices, country stars throwing chairs off roofs. So it's a fascinating story with a lot of nuance. Everyone should go read it. But it made me think when we woke up yesterday and realized that there was another missing tourist who has since, thank God, been found. These problems that we like to make fun of are not going away. And while the historical perspective on how we got here is really interesting, it still isn't providing any solutions to these problems, right? And I have no interest in victim blaming tourists or anyone else who goes downtown and gets into trouble. I think our leaders have a responsibility to ensure that our city is safe for everybody, whether that is from your drink being roofied or a Nazi, verbally assaulting your kid. But I do want to ask, as we go into the weekend, just briefly, Marie and Grace, do you have any recommendations for how you personally keep yourself safe?
I will never put my drink down and leave it.
Yeah.
I was roofied once downtown, and it was honestly because I put my drink down to do some little honky-tonk dancing. And when I came back, I drank from my drink that I had not kept my eyes on. And sure enough, luckily I was with friends. They took care of me, got me home. But I was throwing up all night, and I had only had like a Bud Light that night. So that's how I knew something had happened. But
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was really scary. But do not take your eyes off of your drink. And also, it even goes like, if somebody offers to buy you a drink, keep your eyes on that drink, no matter what. Even watch the bartender make your drink. It's really pretty scary what can happen. So just, keep your eyes on the ball.
Like, even if you do keep your eye on it, people can be really slick with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
And so it's really, I think, a big thing here is kind of a buddy system.
Yes.
Do not leave your friends alone.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you're taking care of each other. Not to make this like a big conspiracy theory thing. This is a real thing that somebody told me, who is a bouncer downtown. I won't name the bar, but he told me that there's a guy that is specifically known for roofing women, who his bosses at this bar made him let him in the VIP section because he just spends so much money.
No.
So it's definitely a real thing downtown. It's a thing you should be aware of everywhere, in every city, all the time.
And I think, to your point too, Grace, not just buddy system, but number one, keep your phone charged.
Yeah.
Know where it is. Keep your phone separate from your purse.
Yeah.
Put your phone in a pocket or in your bra or something, so that if you get purse snatched or you lose your bag in a bar, you've got it. And turn on location services if that's something you're able to do.
I always give somebody who's not with me my location if I'm going like with the intention of having more than 2 drinks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with that also, if your phone dies, 9 times out of 10, if you go talk to the bartender, they usually have a charger behind the bar, and they'll hold onto your phone and charge it for you. Like it's happened so many times that my phone is like about to die, and I'm planning on taking an Uber home. And I just asked the bartender, I'm like, hey, it's possible for you to charge us, or bring a charger with you.
Just honestly, like, the only choices you can control are your own. I think that's kind of the point here. And just, I want to empower everybody to remember that. So until leaders step up and come up with solutions to these problems, please, everybody, if you're going out this weekend, take care of yourself. All right, that's enough of a downer for right now. Grace, you have a new game show for us.
We have a new game show about some fun you can have this weekend outside of drinking. If you want to shop.
I do want to shop. I do want to shop, Grace.
Okay, so we're going to talk about tax-free weekend, which is just a interesting thing that we've got here.
And we have tax-free weekend because we have one of the highest sales taxes in the nation.
It's kind of like our equivalent of the purge a little bit. The shopping purge. The funny thing about this is that it's so random what stuff you can or can't get tax-free. So we're going to play this game, Will It Tax? And I'm going to give you guys some examples from both of these lists of, you can find this list online of what you can and get tax-free if you have something that you're looking for.
Yeah, most of the local news channels in the Tennessean, they'll all have a version of this list.
So this is going to be fun. I'm just going to give you one from one of these lists, and then you can guess whether or not it's tax-free. Okay, first up, ski masks. Will it tax?
Tax free. That's my vote.
No, you have to pay tax on those.
Marie is correct. It is tax free.
Oh
tax free ski masks. Go get your ski masks. Okay.
Wow.
I also want to.
I want to point out that the tax-free offer does not apply to any outside visitors who may be white supremacists.
Yeah.
You'll have to get your ski masks someplace else, boys.
Sorry, guys.
Don't come here and steal our tax-free ski masks. Get your own.
Please. Okay, I also want to just make a note. It's not tax-free to get apparel that costs more than $100.
So this is not my Gucci weekend, is what you're telling me?
It's not your Gucci weekend. It's also funny. Here, okay. Tuxedo.
Well, if you get a cheap one, I guess.
I mean, if a ski mask is tax-free, then a tuxedo is tax-free.
A tuxedo is tax-free, but again, you have this $100 limit.
Yeah.
Same thing
Yeah.
with wedding
cheap,
gowns.
Cheap tuxedo.
And wedding gowns?
Wedding gowns,
You can get
tax-free if it's less than $100, man. Because I know there are a bunch of wedding dresses that are less than $100. So, okay.
I'm here for
This
it.
is a good
Also,
one.
these seem like everyday household items that people are clamoring for.
Yeah.
Tuxedos and wedding
Yeah.
dresses.
Everyday items. Okay. Another one. You're going to love this one. Maps.
Like paper maps.
Like maps. Yeah. I don't know
Or
if they
like
have to be paper.
historical,
I don't,
like pirate maps that hang on the wall.
yeah, I don't know. But maps. Yeah.
Well, they're trying to give those away for free. So I would probably say tax free. Yeah. You don't have to pay tax on that.
Yeah.
They're like, here, you throw this away.
Maps are taxed.
What?
What?
Wait,
Sorry,
ski
baby.
masks
You still have to
are
pay
not.
tax. You
but
still
maps.
have to pay tax on maps. So I'm sorry if you're planning on
Okay.
saving
Ski
money there.
mask, tuxedo, map. I'm feeling like this is a confusing weekend for James Bond
It
in
is
Nashville.
very much so. Great point.
Wait, do we have a map store in town? Like, where are people buying maps these days?
There's got to be
know.
somewhere. One of my best friends keeps paper maps of all neighborhoods of Nashville in her wallet, which is kind of
In
goes
her
back-
wallet? I
In
was
her
like,
wallet?
In her wallet.
I thought you were going
Wow.
to say car.
No, she has them on
Well-
her at all times, which is
She's ready when the
wow,
cloud
can
goes
she go to
down.
Broadway with me when I go drinking? She sounds like a great buddy.
Yeah, she is a great buddy.
She doesn't turn on location services. She just draws a little dot on the map for where she's standing.
She Hansels and Gretels it. She puts
No,
breadcrumbs
so
and
true. Okay, this is another good one. Breathing masks.
breathing.
Breathing masks.
like for your
Like-
CPAP machine kind of thing.
I don't know. Just as breathing masks.
You know what? I'm going to say that those are taxed. And the reason why I'm going to say those are taxed is because I have asthma and everybody is determined that I have to pay exorbitant amounts of money to be able to breathe. So I'm going with those are taxed.
Marie,
That feels very taxable.
it is in fact taxed. I'm glad you guys
Yeah,
are
yeah.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Not allowed to breathe.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Shawls.
That I hate.
I think under $100 shawls are fine.
I want Tennessee to tax shawls because I don't think that they should exist anymore.
Okay.
Hot take. No more shawls.
Marie is anti-shawl.
We're going to get letters.
They are in fact taxed. Shawls are taxed.
Oh,
or sorry, no,
what?
sorry. Shawls are tax-free.
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shawls.
Thank
Okay.
God.
All right.
This show is
Okay.
confusing.
This is a favorite. Suspenders.
I mean, tax free.
Tax-free.
True.
Yay! All right.
We did
All is
it.
right in the world.
Okay, I'm gonna give you.
Do one
I'm
that's useful. Do one that's useful for the kids, for the school supplies. That's the whole
Okay,
point
so,
here,
yeah,
right?
With school supplies. I'm sorry. I don't know how to talk about the school supplies without giving you this disclaimer. School and art supplies with a purchase of $100 or less per item, including the following: crayons.
That's fine. That's fine.
Crayons are tax-free. Paints that are not defined as school art supplies.
No, you can't have tax-free paint for fun.
No, you can't have
Only
recreational.
learning paint. Only tempura paint.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? No, that's
No.
what you put on vegetables. Tempura paint. Tempura.
Tempura.
Right.
Tempura paint.
Tempura paint.
That would be delicious.
And with paint, how about paintbrushes not used for artwork?
like house painting brushes?
I guess. They don't have. I wish they had explanations for all of these, but they do not.
Not tax-free.
Not tax free.
Not tax
Not
free.
tax-free.
It's funny because it seems like the general theme here is that the things that aren't tax free are things that you would enjoy, or that would be for work.
Yeah,
So-
no, we don't want people to enjoy.
Right. I'm sorry. I have to do one more because this is awesome. Items sold together, such as shoes, but split up to stay beneath the $100 maximum.
Wait.
As in, I'm gonna go to the DSW. I'm gonna say, these shoes are over $100, but I'll take one.
As someone who's lost one,
we really hate
shoe.
poor people in this state.
It's crazy. They say you only need one shoe.
here you go. It's tax free.
Oh my
It's
God.
actually not tax free. You're taxed
they're
on
not
items
tax-free.
sold
Oh.
together, such as shoes. That
Wow.
Please.
What
Please
is
don't.
happening?
Please don't find a loophole. No, I don't. This list has now depressed me, but I do hope everybody goes out.
this
For
the list
tax-free
is awesome.
weekend.
I wish I could
Get
do
what
all
you
of it.
need.
You're gonna if you
We'll
read
put
this
it up
list,
in
you're
the
gonna
show
love it.
notes.
Yeah.
We'll make sure it's in the show notes so you too can enjoy it.
Oh my God.
And then I just want to tell everybody, remember the early voting, the last day of early voting for our August 1st election is tomorrow. Please go vote.
Please.
Turnout is really low. This is important, folks. Go back and listen to our pocket election preview if you need some information.
Absolutely. That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. Our executive producer is Whitney Pasterek. Our producer is Marie Cecile Anderson. Our Hey Nashville newsletter editor is Margaret Kingsbury. And our theme music is by Prof Jenkins. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back Monday morning with more news from around the city. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.